I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your goodbyes, 'cause I
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, back at it again. Like I said, back at it again. One more time for the kids in the back in the room. Back at it again. Glad to be back at it again with another live stream. We have a nice show. It's been a while. I kind of been waiting for this one. I've been busy, but I'm glad I can come back and do this show. I've been waiting to do this for such a long time. We're gonna break down Twitter, everything involving it. We're gonna break down a little bit of FS Avenger because everything ties in. I'm going to weave it into a nice little bundle for you. Shout out to Sharkfin Tech. But if you're new to the stream, you're new to me. When I start the stream, we got to let the intro go. So let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be back at it again with another live stream. If you're new to the channel and you're new to me, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is CoVa, the Technician, and I'm glad to be back at it again with another live stream. Salute to the people watching me in the chat room. I greatly appreciate you for your time and energy. Salute to the people watching me on the replay. I greatly appreciate you for your time and your energy. And salute to the people watching me in the clouds. I greatly appreciate you for your time. And we know you're up there. Shout out to Malika. We got T-Roy Ballistic in the gaming. First in the box, second in the box. We got my man Sharky in the building. Shout out to Sharky, baby. We got Malika. Shout out to Malika. How you doing? Shout out to Malika. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a nice show tonight. Like I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about FS Avenger, how that works into the whole free speech argument. Then we're going to go dive 10 toes and 10 fingers down deep. And I do mean deep into Twitter. And we're going to talk about everything involving Twitter, what's going on with the Twitter acquisition, what is really behind everything. And let me just make sure I can hear myself. Okay, we're good. I just want to be able to hear myself sometimes when I'm doing some of the little effects and everything like that. And I just want to, there's a lot of things going on with the Twitter acquisition, and it's more than meets the eye. And I'm gonna take you on a nice little journey with me. What's up, Expose the Manosphere? How you doing? What's going on? And I'm gonna walk you through this journey. So I hope you have the time, I hope you have the patience, and I hope you stay entertained and interested and always learning, because that's my job as a technician, to explain, break down, and educate in my own very special way. But I try to make sure we don't get too technical, so you lose me. But you know, we gotta get the music going. So let me start with FS Avenger. So what is Free Speech Avenger? Free Speech Avenger was a website that was created to focus on the issue of free speech, formerly known as Black Avenger. And it was to tackle the issue of Black men not being able to have a voice. Shout out to Ricky. If you like the channel, you like the content, support the channel. Cash App, PayPal, Stream Elements. Any donations you send go back into the channel and help me put more things, get more things popping on the channel. Make sure I turn the music down. It look like it's too loud. I could tell it was too loud. Okay. It looks like we're good now. We're at 40. So let's just get into it. So Black Avenger was Black Avenger turned into Free Speech Avenger, was a website that was created to handle the issue of Black men not being able to speak freely. Even though the content on the said website was questionable, very questionable. And as a result, the original owner sold the site to another owner, and his name was Brian Solange. So Brian Solange is an interesting person. People would consider him an incel, and he allowed a lot of controversial content to be posted on the website. So why am I talking about Free Speech Avenger? Well, last month's terror attack, like we have one once a month now. Condolences to the people that lost their lives in Buffalo, first and foremost. The terror attack on April 16th that happened in the Brooklyn, New York subway was carried out by a guy whose name I forgot. Fuck him anyway. And it turns out that he had content on YouTube, but he also had content. Shout out to the chat, Professor Black Ops. He also had content on the Free Speech Avenger website, right? So why are we talking about Free Speech Avenger website? Well, let me go to my secondary screen. So what happened is, after the attack, right? Brian Solange, which is the owner of FS Avenger. He's the owner of FS Avenger. He's currently under federal investigation. And here's the post, that since deleted Twitter post, courtesy of Exposed the Manosphere. Due to the actions of uploader Prophet of Doom 88, aka Prophet of Truth 88, aka known as Frank James, I am currently and fully cooperating with authorities regarding this matter. Okay, because his content was on the site. Also, we are no longer accepting fundraising for this website, so please do not donate to any of the fundraising campaigns, as they will be completely shut down along with the website. Once, if I get permission from federal authorities, I may speak more on this video later. So, consequently, after this, a lot happened, but ultimately, the website is down and it has not come back up because he is still under federal investigation. Terrorism investigation. So to take a look, I should post that I'm live. Okay, I already did that. So the only way you can see the website is looking at the Wayback Machine. Okay, so we can look at the most you can get. The website was officially shut down around this week of the 16th. The website got major hits on the 13th, so we're going to look at the Wayback Machine. We're going to go to the 13th. Appreciate Malika for the Cash App. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And we're gonna pull up one of these websites. Okay, so this is FS Avenger. This website is down. It's not coming back. It's still under federal investigation. And this is pretty much the content on the website, right? So why am I talking about this? Because this has a lot to do with the conversation of free speech. What is free speech? How is free speech determined? How can you censor or control free speech? When is free speech harmful? Is free speech harmful? Well, if you were to take a look at this website, you can kind of understand. Now some of this stuff is, I think this like porno here and one of these things. Okay, Africans in Ukraine get their. Okay, so the site was very controversial. I appreciate that. I'm freaking awesome.
I'm a big YouTuber.
I greatly appreciate that. So overall, the content on the website was extremely divisive, controversial, and extremely negative, right, towards one group of people, namely Black women. Obviously, because of that, my man, my brother right there, Iori, what's up? So because of that, the content on the website was monitored by the Federal Terrorism Bureau of Investigations, or whatever you want to call it, and they decided that the content was linked towards a terrorist attack, and now it's under terrorism investigation. Same thing that's probably happening with the white guy who shot up the Buffalo supermarket. Okay, so let me come back. Let me tell you, and let me explain why I brought this up first. So the reason why I brought this up is because when people are talking about freedom of speech and the ability to speak freely, they believe that includes any and everything, right? And it doesn't. So an example, you have the freedom to say whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. However, you don't have the right where your speech can cause harm and or violence, right? Like you can't go on a plane and yell bomb. You can't be in a theater and yell fire. Because if you yelling fire leads to someone getting hurt, maimed, and or killed, you will be held liable for your speech that led to that action, right? So when you look at a website like Free Speech Avenger, and you say, okay, I have the right to say whatever I want. Yes. However, if what you're saying leads to an event that causes harm, injures, and or kills people based on what you were saying and what you allowed to be said on your website, no, that is criminal, right? Now, I don't think it should be censored, but yes, if what someone is saying leads to acts of violence, acts of terrorism, domestic and or international, yes, that person or those people need to be held accountable for that. And that is why Brian Solange is under federal investigation. That is why FS Avenger is no longer functioning as a website, and it will never come back. And that's why that is. RFK got banned on Twitter, appealed it 5 times, finally assholes yeah. Okay, and Sharky got strong opinions on Elon. I'm not quite sure why, but let's get into the Elon Musk now. So Elon Musk put forth his intentions to purchase Twitter, right? On the premise that he wants Twitter is like the biggest platform available for freedom of speech, right? And we're going to show you his post here. That was from April 26. So Elon says, free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated, said Musk. I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the product with new features, making the algorithms open source to increase trust, defeating the spam bots, and we're going to dive into the spam. Defeating the spam bots and authenticating all humans. Twitter has tremendous potential. I look forward to working with the company and community of users to unlock it. Okay. So first things first. What is it with Twitter and the algorithm, right? Now, you know I've talked about this countless times on my channel in nauseating detail. And I've always described this one thing, right? I've always described this one thing. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, big tech uses way too much technology to censor people, right? The algorithm on YouTube censors people. It controls who gets views, when they get views, how they get views, why they get views. Twitter controls what you see, when you see it, and what you see and how you see it. Facebook does the same thing. All of these social media platforms have overbearing, out of control algorithms that control everything that you can see and hear. Like Google says, they can control your very fabric of reality by changing what you see when you type something in, okay? So Project Veritas is my favorite type of journalism because they are actual journalists and they actually do their job. And what they have uncovered is not new to me because I already know about this, but it looks like the Elon Musk acquisition is bringing light to a lot of things that people once believed to be theories, conspiracy theories, or just not real or just not true. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at Project Veritas. And we're going to maximize this.
Twitter does not.
And we're going to put this on full screen.
What do you mean? Free speech. Capitalists. If we weren't really operating like capitalists more, we were like very socialist. Like we're all like communist. Ideologically, it does not make sense. Like because we're actually censoring the right, not the left. Because everyone on the right wing will be like, "Bro, it's okay to say, just gotta tolerate it." The left would be like, "No, I'm not gonna tolerate it. I need it censored, or else I'm not gonna be in the platform." So it does serve the right. It's true. There is a bias. I don't know if the two parties can truly coexist on one platform.
What do your colleagues say about it? Like,
They hate it. Oh my god. I'm at least like okay with it, but some of my colleagues are like super left. Left.
What are they saying?
They're like, this will be my last day if it happens. So,
Has much changed since like Elon's coming out?
a lot has changed. A lot has changed. We're all like worried for our jobs.
Why are you guys so worried?
You know, our jobs are at stake. He's like,
I started working for Twitter and became left. I think it's just like the environment. Like you're there, and you become like this calm.
we did all we could to like revolt against it. A lot of employees revolted against it. But at the end of the day, board of directors have a say, and then they acted on their best interest because they didn't want to get sued. I basically went and worked like 4 hours a week last quarter.
Wonderful.
That's just how it works in our company.
Yeah. How would you describe communism besides Twitter?
Essentially, like everyone gets to do whatever they want. No one really cares about like OpEx. Like capitalists will care about numbers, but care about like how to make the business more efficient. But in Twitter, it's like mental health is everything. Like if you're not feeling it, you can take a few days off. People take months off, they'll come back. But you always like do your best at any time, and that's the culture. And you know, we'll run the business as much as possible. Capitalists would be like, you gotta generate profits or you're out. A lot of people wouldn't survive that culture.
Let's walk this back. Let's walk it back. So let's walk it back, right? Let's walk it back. So one big part about that I want to highlight is now I'm going to do my best, right? I'm going to do my very best, and shout out to the people that left. I know if we go, I'm not going to get into the left and right thing, but I'm just going to point out how pivotal the left and right mindset is when it comes to big tech. And that's one of the biggest issues that we have when it comes to social media is the right and the left, mainly the left right now, right? So as you see here, Siru Murugasan, senior engineer of Twitter, saying like, we're commie as fuck, right? They're super leftists in Twitter, right?
Ideologically, it does not make sense, like because we're actually censoring the right.
So this is something that's been brought up countless times, especially during the 2020 election, that censorship only happens on one side of the fence. It is selective, and it usually only happens to people on the right. The people on the left never get censored for anything unless it's extremely major where they're left with no choice. But majority of the time, the left is allowed to go unchecked and unchallenged with what they say and what they do on all social media platforms. And this is 100% true. Okay? It's 100% true. All right, so let's continue.
Not the left, because everyone on the right wing will be like, bro, it's okay to say, just gotta tolerate it. The left will be like, no, I'm not gonna tolerate it. I need it censored, or else I'm not gonna be.
And that is exactly the problem too, right? The left doesn't want to tolerate anything that's against what they believe, right? If it's against what they believe, they want it gone. There's no conversation, there's no talking, there's no deal with it. They just want the shit gone. But anything that they want, they don't want to hear no complaints from anybody. Everything has to be the way they want it. And if you don't like it, you can get the fuck on, right? And that's not how a public platform should operate, right? Because you're not going to have people that agree with each other all the freaking time. You're going to have people that disagree, right? That's how discourse is held. Respectful or not, as long as no one's crying out for someone to be, injured or get their life taken. Well, no, these are hidden cameras, Professor Black Ops. They get these people on hidden cameras. And that's the thing. They get these people on hidden cameras all the time. And it always holds up in court. And Project Veritas is undefeated in lawsuits. So it is what it is on that tip.
So it does serve the right. It's true. There is a bias.
I don't know if the two parties can truly coexist on one platform.
What do your colleagues say about
So that's the first video, right? So I don't want to spend too much time on one video. Let's get to the second video. Now this video is it's right
Between Twitter.
Coexist on one platform.
It was
I like this would be my last day if it happens. Get promoted so that like they inflate your salary a little, like sorry, like they increase your salary by a lot. I mean,
let's
we
see
did
what he
all
has
we
to
could
say.
to like revolt against
I might
it.
miss something.
A lot of employees rolled on their best interests because they didn't want to get sued. Because if they get sued, their families are at stake. They're just always looking out for themselves at the end of the day, right? And they looked out for themselves as they should, their families, and depleted them of their wealth personally. Like whatever their wealth they had, so their quality of life decreases.
Professor Blackout says that is
Basically, when I work, like, 4 hours
unethical
a week, less.
and bullshit by the reporter. And maybe you may consider it unethical, but depends on what state the recording is happening. But you know what, these recordings that they do are held up by the law. They're undefeated with lawsuits. And the thing is that, you know, some people may not like it, but when you get these undercover recordings, this is how you get the real information about things, right? Like if you were to ask these people these things, they wouldn't even tell you these things. And that's the problem, right? Like it would, in a perfect world, great topic tonight. I appreciate it. In a perfect world, right, people would be honest and forthcoming about the things that they do, but we don't live in a perfect world, right? Sometimes you have to exist in the gray area to get the things done. He blew the whistle on Elon and Starlink. I would love to know what that whistle was.
Last quarter, that's just how it works in our company.
Yeah.
But I've started putting in more hours because I want to get promoted. They inflate your salary a little.
Prioritize mental health over running Twitter. So yes, I mean, Twitter is just like a super left-leaning company that prioritizes mental health and everything over profits and actually running the platform, which is why the platform blackballed and missing. Well, yeah, there's also truth to that too.
Not just like a phrase, but essentially like everyone gets to do whatever they want. And no one really cares about like OpEx, like capitalists will care about numbers, will care about
What's going on, Rainin?
But in Twitter, it's like mental health is everything. Like if you're not feeling it, you can take a few days off. People have taken months off, they'll come back. Where a lot capitalists would be like, you gotta generate profits or you're out. A lot of people look at survival as culture. A lot of companies don't call it culture.
So now here's the best one. Now, this guy right here, Alex Martinez, is the lead client partner of Twitter. And again, if you want more people to get this information and get this, get in on this, there's a lot of people that need to get in on this stream. Definitely share the stream out to your people. Helps me help more people. And if you want to support the channel, Cash App, PayPal, Stream Elements, whatever you see in the description box, please support the channel. That helps me put more effort into the channel and gives me a little something to let me know that people actually care and you're appreciating the content. Don't be shy in the chat room. Ain't nobody looking for you over here. I promise you that. So Alex Martinez is the lead client partner in Twitter, and he has some inflammatory things to say. We're just going to go ahead and let him give out his verbal diarrhea.
Give people free speech. These are the policies we've put in. The rest of us who have been here believe in something that's good for the planet and not just to give people free speech. These are the policies we've put in place for misinformation or mislabeling media. Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to be like, oh, because people should make their own decision.
Pay attention to this. If you hear anything else in this stream, pay attention to this line.
It's like, no, but people don't know how to make a rational decision if you don't put out correct things that are supposed to be out in the public.
So he doesn't believe that the population has the ability to make their own decisions. Twitter people at Twitter are taking it upon themselves to put information in front of you so that they can make you make a good decision. They want to take away your ability of free will so that you can think only into what they want you to think. Read what you want them, what they want you to read. See what they want you to see. They want to control the very fabric of your reality and what you in the content that you consume on the internet and their platform. That's crazy. Hold on, do I got the right one?
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Let's continue.
Asperger's.
Yeah, I know
So
that.
now he starts going in on Elon.
So he's special. You're special needs. You're literally special needs. So I can't even take what you're saying seriously.
And now it's just the intro.
About like being like, I want free speech, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Like, who really knows what that even means?
Like,
Alex Martinez is the lead client partner at Twitter. He spoke freely about his concerns with Elon Musk and the future of free speech at Twitter.
now is Twitter's definition of free speech the same as Elon's?
Apparently, according to him, no. As an advertiser, as my business is what I do every day and why I go out is like, we want it to be as fair and transparent and accurate as possible.
Yeah.
And if that means there's a level of censorship to make it correct, quote unquote, again, and what does correct mean? I guess like it just kind of goes into the idea of like, well, what is correct? Like every idea of like, you know, it's kind of like the principle of being like good and bad. Like good and bad exists, and it's either is bad or it's either good. It's not like a mix of good and bad. It's like one or the other, and it's like kind of the same idea of like, is it truthful or is it lies, or is it a mix of truth and lies? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, where do you draw the line?
That's my concern, though.
Thank you, Rainy. Shared the stream, but I'm such a small YouTuber. No, you are
I'm a big YouTuber.
and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Much appreciated.
That's why I hate this deal so much. Elon's gonna f everything up.
Don't. He might try to, but there are people that are going to try to push back as much as they can.
Dr. Donna Walter, welcome back. Yes, that is Project Veritas. What's going on, Dr. Donna? How are you? Hope you've been well. You shared the Twitter. I appreciate it.
Because we are doing, the rest of us who have been here believe in something that's good for the planet and not just to give people free speech. But I think when he has to talk to the employees and face the music and be like, this is, because again, like, these people really do believe in what we're doing, and so like, if people are they're not just going to be like, these are the policies we've put in place for misinformation or mislabeling media or like whatever.
Yeah.
Why do you think this should be taken down?
Yeah.
Like, those are the questions they're going to ask him.
They should be taken down because the term misinformation and fake news is only dictated and controlled by the people who are in control of producing that narrative. There are many things that are considered fake and misinformation which are actually true, which have been proven true over the course of 2 years, over the course of months and weeks and days. There should be no entity in charge of labeling what is misinformation and what is not misinformation. Let the public decide. It's not your job to dictate. Have you heard this plus? I thought so. Have you heard this plus many more? Anyone watched 2,000 Mules yet? I will touch on that briefly. I have watched it. I will touch on that briefly. You know we can't get into that too much on YouTube, Dr. Donna. Even though I'm a small channel, I got to be mindful of that, but we're going to touch on 2,000 Mules. We're going to touch on that. I'm going to leave that comment up there. We're going to touch on 2,000 Mules.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for him to be like, oh, because people should make their own decision. It's like, no, but people don't know how to make a rational decision if you don't.
prioritize their ideologies over making a profit for the company. Okay, so here's where it comes in, right? So with Twitter and these social media companies, they prioritize ideologies over running the actual company, right? YouTube does this, Twitter does this, Facebook definitely does this, Instagram, all of these. Dr. Donna still running for a House seat. Shout out to Dr. Donna.
But what it really comes
Gabe A
down
was
to is,
popping.
does Twitter care more about profit or ideology?
Now I think it's about, well, right now we don't make profit, so it's going to say ideology, which is what's led us to not be.
And if you were aware, most of these big tech companies do not make profits. Same thing with YouTube, operates in the negative for many years. Twitter, Facebook, all of these major social media companies do not make a profit because of how they are run.
Profitable.
That's what's
They make money, but not a profit.
happened
Well, Twitter's not profitable.
because of ideology.
Well, if we're implementing all these rules that there's, and Elon wants to dismantle them, then technically our ideology has led us to not making money.
Run that back one time.
Implementing all these rules that there's, and Elon wants to dismantle them, then technically
Yeah, Dr.
our
Donna,
ideology has
definitely
led us
keep us
to-
posted on you running for a House seat. I would love to. I follow Dr. Donna on Twitter, so I would love to, stay in touch with that, Dr. Donna. We're going to have a member of the House in the chat room.
not making money because we're not making money. And Elon wants to turn it the other way so that we can make money. Do you get what I mean? I have no doubt that there's more to what
Professor Blackout, Project Veritas is known for these type of unethical sting ops. As a former journalist myself, it's disingenuous and would have never been accepted at my publication. Twitter actually started making profit for the first time ever since 2018. Ted in the building. What's going on, Ted? First time ever in 2018. Ever. I believe from the last time I talked about this, all the way back in 2014, 2015, YouTube hasn't been making a profit. I don't know what that number is now.
what they tell us than what they tell us. Like there's probably is
Had a lawsuit against the governor, state health department, and 2 other local county health boards the last 2 years. Absolutely. Sue them fuckers for what they've been doing. Sue their asses.
some more. Tell me the real
Now,
like,
I don't
you're
see
ask-
Ted's comment on Twidget. He may be on the YouTube stream. I see it in my back on my YouTube studio. I don't see Ted's comment for whatever reason. I don't know why.
asking. I have no doubt there is.
Maybe, let me see.
But there's a statement they need all 7,000 people to say. And so they can't tell us that the real truth. You get what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I think at the end of the day, with the real truth.
Yeah, lawsuit because CDC is not letting doctors treat. I want to talk about something with the CDC and who I don't really know how I can talk about it here. I might actually have to do a separate. I'm gonna have to do. Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay.
Truth is that they can't ever really say it's all about money. It's all about money and making all these money. Parag, Jack, the board members, everyone gets paid. Elon gets tax benefits, doesn't have to pay taxes forever.
Right.
Everything. It's all a money shit greed America.
Martinez seems critical of Twitter operating as a for-profit business and even more critical of Elon Musk himself. This is just how crazy this is, right? People are running a multi-billion-dollar company business and they're see this is exactly what Disney does, right? You see, Disney is killing all of their IPs just for the sole fact just for the sole fact of producing their woke ideology. Disney does this, right? Disney, all of these movie industries and companies, they don't care about making profits. This is what the ideology of the left in these entertainment media companies are doing, right? Their ideology is they're so ingrained in their ideology that they're more concerned with the ideology than they are with actually making money. That's why they'll butcher Marvel IPs, and that's why they butcher the Star Wars IPs. That's why they butcher any IP they can get their hands on, because the goal is the message, right? The message, right, is more important than making money. The message is more important than making a profitable product. The message is more important than anything you got to say. If you not for the message, then you got to go. So let's see what Sharky says. Ted, correct on both. Yeah, bro, YouTube just started to break even. They really needed Google to buy them. Yeah, YouTube just started to break even. And guess what? The algorithm itself causes YouTube almost $500 million a year and demonetizing content on the platform. These companies are run by fucking nutbags. And they are not concerned with making a profit. They are more concerned with their ideology and their message and being able to control you. This one fought the mask mandates. Amazed the CDC doctor. My dog has fleas, has not been used or charged with murder. Listen. PSYOP is controlled through emotional manipulation. Small YouTuber, absolutely not. Latrell Jennings, you are a...
I'm a big YouTuber.
And don't you forget it. Shout out to Latrell Jennings. What's popping?
Elon Musk as a person is whatever. I don't like. He's a Looney Tune. He has Asperger's.
Yeah, I know that.
So he's special. We all know that. That's fine. So you know he's gonna say some crazy because he's special. Because Ken, like, don't you also see his piece of? Why can't we just all love each other? Haven't you seen his other tweets where he's like, I'm like.
So here's the email that Twitter sent their people.
People are starting to leak now? Like, what?
Unfortunately, it would be like you recording me right now and giving it to, like, the
Imagine that.
New York Times. And, like, here, I just had dinner with the Twitter representative. Here's what he had to say. I just had a whole thing look at. You see where it's from?
Corporate security.
Targeting of tweets.
Wait.
So, in the last couple of weeks, and as recently as yesterday, we have seen increased targeting of tweets, Twitter employees, to obtain company information and insights, and we wanted to inform you of what we're seeing and how to protect yourself. Groups like Project Veritas are active right now. These groups use social engineering tactics to get close to employees and obtain videos and recordings of employees discussing internal company matters, and often selectively edit those recordings to misrepresent conversations. Sure they do. Let me move myself over here. To further their own political or ideological agendas, tactics have included connecting with our people, setting up fake job interviews, soliciting information via surveys, surveying, securing invitations to lunch, soliciting recordings and transcripts, approaching employees in public spaces. Given the interest in Twitter at the moment, we expect for this targeting to continue and possibly increase, and it's more important than ever that we remain vigilant. In the past, this has impacted the entire company, and it was particularly traumatic for the individuals involved who were later subject to online attacks and threats, which is unfortunate. No one should ever be attacked or threatened. Here are some best practices to help you protect yourself. Do not disclose confidential information. Watch out for overly friendly, inquisitive acquaintances. These individuals will often look for employees who have Twitter listed on their personal profiles. All requests to speak on behalf of Twitter from journalists, even those you be in social capacity, should be directed to the comms team. If you believe you've been targeted anyway, or aware of others who may have been targeted, please contact blah, 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 blah. Please do not get us on the Summer Jam screen like when CoVa is talking about us right now because he saw Project Veritas.
You can read it.
Let me see. And how to protect yourself. Groups like Project Veritas are...
This used to be very covert, but no more, and is in every aspect of our lives. Baby formula. Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into it, man. We're going to get into it, guys. I mean, let me finish my shtick. If we're going to get into the nitty gritty with a couple other things, man, I might be able to talk about it. I might not be able to talk about it. You know, you understand.
are active right now. Is that?
It's like some group that's trying to just out the employees. Like they're trying to go on dates with them like this and record them and then go sell it to the New York Times and say this is what the Twitter employee just said. Like this is what's really happening. This is what they're telling us to not do. You're lucky that you met me organically because I would be questioning everything about you.
Gotcha, bitch. Man. So next up, right? So those are the two videos from Project Veritas. So later, this guy was caught. James O'Keefe chased him down the street. He didn't want to talk. James O'Keefe ended up in a comedy lounge playing the video, yada, yada, yada. That's not really important for what we're talking about. That's why I'm not going to show any of that. But now let's get into Elon Musk and the spam bots, right? Because this is even bigger than what I just showed you, right? So Elon Musk, right? Let's go to Elon. So Elon Musk, he then came out, I believe he's been coming out since May, stating Twitter claims that less than 95% of daily active users are real, unique humans. Does anyone have that experience? So let me just paint a picture for you. Let me paint a picture for you. So Twitter, we got the Brother Love Show in the building. What's going on? So Twitter has a shit ton of bots on the platform, right? That inflates accounts all over the Twitter landscape. Now, the reason why this is problematic because it goes into the SEC filings for Twitter, okay? So Elon Musk is attacking it, saying that more than organically, there's not a whole lot organic about Twitter in their accounts, right? And we're gonna get into that. Now, this is the real hammer of the issue, right? This is what is this in my eyes. We got Snuggles in the building. What's going on? Welcome to the channel. What's up? This is what, in my personal opinion, could lead to the downfall of Twitter, right? This is what could lead to the downfall of Twitter. In so many words. So let's look at this New York Post article. So here's this New York Post article, right? Bro, Elon stayed doing this. He makes a show that he will do something, then he backs out for reasons that should have been very obvious to him. Listen, we're gonna break all of that down. I promise you. Y'all keep talking in the chat room, so make sure I don't forget. But we ain't gonna miss that. Okay. So audit. So now there's been people that have been auditing accounts on Twitter. One of the biggest accounts that got audited on Twitter is President, Joe Biden.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Okay. So let's read this article. Nearly half of President Biden's $22.2 million Twitter followers are bogus, a new audit revealed. The audit, which was done for the social media giant by software firm SparkToro, found that 49.3% of the president's followers are fake followers, according to Newsweek. SparkToro has defined fake followers as accounts that are unreachable and will not see the account's tweets, either because they're spam bots, propaganda, etc., or because they're no longer active on Twitter. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who is attempting to buy Twitter, has expressed concern over the growing number of fake accounts and proposed a potential crackdown on the sham accounts. Elon ain't for the people. Good thing I charged my phone before coming on. Absolutely charge your phone before you get on the stream. Ted, correct. The boss excuse is Musk is just an excuse to back out of the Twitter deal. Nah, he's not backing out of the deal. We're going to get into that. Musk said he believes that 20% of all Twitter accounts are fake and vowed to not go through with his $44 billion purchase of the social media giant until the issue is resolved. My offer was based on Twitter's SEC filings being accurate, Musk said. Yesterday, Twitter CEO publicly refused to show proof of less than 5%. And we're going to go to that article real quick, and I'm going to show you his Twitter. Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal fired back at the world's richest man, saying that the digital giant suspends over 500,000 spam accounts every day and locks several million accounts that it suspects might be spam. SparkToro used the same audit on Musk himself and found that nearly 70.2% of Musk's 93.3 million followers were fake. Musk, listen. I listen, y'all. I don't listen. I know some people may not like Elon, but you gotta see the forest for the trees, okay? What I'm about to do my very best to break down goes far beyond the surface level of what you see when it comes to the Twitter acquisition. I promise you, the rabbit hole is going to get a lot deeper than what you see it right now. I promise you that. So let's go to this New York Post article, and then we're going to go to Parag on Twitter. Okay? Just stay with me now. I just need y'all to stay with me. We're going to get to it. I promise you. Well, we're going to get to this now. I'm going to do my best to break it down for you. I just need you to hold on. Just hold on for me. I'm going to break it down for you. Elon Musk is calling for the Securities and Exchange Commission, otherwise known as the SEC, to investigate Twitter's claims that less than 5% of its daily users are spam and bot accounts. Musk, the Tesla CEO, who said that he would back out of his $44 billion acquisition of Twitter if the company failed to prove it, was adequately cracking down on spam and bot accounts, posted a poll on Tuesday. Twitter claims that less than 95% of daily active users are real, unique humans. Does anyone have that experience? Musk wrote. The first option showed two hysterically laughing emoji faces, the blah, 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 blah. When another Twitter user commented the SEC should investigate whether Twitter's claims are true, Musk responded, "Hello, SEC Gov, anyone home? We are here." No, I know you're here, but sometimes people, like, they get mad and then they feelings and they want to re-off. Like, just follow along. I'm gonna explain to you. We're gonna break it down, right? I just need people to follow along with me so we can get to the crux of why I'm talking about the spam bots, right? And why I'm talking about the Elon acquisition, all right? We just gotta follow along with me. Okay. Offer social media platform, despite multi-billionaire's threats to walk away if the company doesn't prove it is sufficiently cracking down on spam and bot accounts. The San Francisco-based company filed a statement with the SEC on Tuesday morning, hours after Musk tweeted that he may not proceed with the deal. Twitter is committed to completing the transaction on the agreed price. The Tesla and SpaceX boss agreed to pay 54.20 cents per share for the site April 25th, but has seen shares plunge by 30%, closing at $37.17 on Monday. Musk faces a $1 billion breakup fee, plus the risk of hefty legal expenses from a breach of contract lawsuit if he scraps the deal. Twitter has found itself on the defensive after Musk publicly trashed its policies on spam and bot accounts. Parag, the company CEO, took to Twitter on Monday. We're going to read his tweets. In an effort to refute Musk's claim that the social media site has allowed spam and bots to run amok. Spam harms the experience for real people on Twitter, he wrote, and the company is strongly incentivized to detect, remove as much spam as possibly can every single day. Eva Fox, the SEC should investigate whether Twitter claims are true. If it turns out that Twitter lied in the official filing, then serious consequences and complete distrust of investors can await it. Anyone who suggests otherwise is just wrong, Agarwal tweeted. Musk appeared unimpressed, tweeting a poop emoji, which is fucking hilarious. He then commented, so how do advertisers know what they're getting for their money? Full stop. Cut the music. That's the first thing, okay? Now, remind you, when I played the second video from Project Veritas, he also mentioned the advertisers getting upset. And once again, this has nothing to do with the Bitcoin and the Teslas. That's why I'm asking just to follow along with me. Just, you got to follow along. This has nothing to do with Tesla and the model, whatever car, and him and Bitcoin and Dogecoin. This has nothing to do with that. I just need y'all to follow along with me. Just follow along. Remember earlier in the second Project Veritas video, I highlighted when he made the point, about the advertisers, right? Because Twitter makes all of its money, a good portion of its money, from advertising. And Elon, taking the company private, wants to remove the advertisers from the picture. Okay? There are things Musk may not have known in the beginning of some things he has been involved in. One reason I suggest folks take a deep breath and see what becomes a thing. That's what I'm saying. I just need y'all to follow along, right? Ted, that's what I'm asking y'all. Just follow along. Just follow along. There's levels to what's happening right now. It's not everything is what it seems. You just gotta follow along with me. I promise you. It's not about what you think it is. From what I see now. Okay? So Musk demanded Agarwal show proof or this deal cannot move forward until he does. The company has admitted and filed to the SEC that about 5% of its 300 million users are fake. Last week, Musk claimed there is some chance that actual number of fake accounts on Twitter might be over 90% of daily active users. Agarwal said operators of spam and bot accounts are becoming ever more sophisticated, which means it's harder for Twitter to identify and eliminate them. Nonetheless, Agarwal claims that less than 5% of all Twitter's monetizable daily active users, or MDAUs, are spam. He declined to reveal how the company may come up with the 5% figure belonging to MDAUs or spam, though he said we shared an overview of the estimation process with Elon a week ago and look forward to continuing the conversation with him and all of you. Over the weekend, Musk tweeted Twitter's legal team accused him of violating a non-disclosure agreement by revealing that the sample size for the social media platform's checks on automated users was just 100 accounts. Full stop. Full stop. Okay? Once again, we're looking at using fraudulent sample sizes as data points for a large amount of users, right? You're sampling 100 users out of 300 million. Okay? Let's see. Spam bots. He's acting like he didn't know Twitter's spam bot problem when a Twitter report. This is SEC. B. They opened the books to Elon to check. C. This was reported already in 2006 election. Tesla stock. Musk main collateral for the Twitter deal is much less now than a few weeks ago when the deal was announced. Musk would have to call for more cash to get a Goldman bailout. Okay. Twitter legal just called to complain that I violated their NDA by revealing the bot check sample size is 100. Tesla, this actually happened. Follow along with me now. Elon Musk. Matter of fact, let's look at Parag before I bring it home. Let's look at what Parag has to say before I bring it home. Okay. Let's talk about spam. First, let me state the obvious. Spam harms the experience for real people on Twitter and therefore can harm our business. As such, we are strongly incentivized to detect and remove as much spam as we possibly can every single day. Anyone who suggests otherwise is just wrong. Next, spam isn't just binary. The most advanced spam campaigns use combinations of coordinated humans plus automation. They also compromise real accounts and then use them to advance their campaigns, so they are sophisticated and hard to catch. Some final context. Fighting spam is incredibly dynamic. The adversaries, their goals and tactics evolve constantly, often in response to our work. You can't build a set of rules to detect spam today and hope they will work tomorrow. They will not. We suspend over 500,000 spam accounts every day, usually before any of you even see them on Twitter. We also lock millions of accounts each week that we suspect may be spam if they can't pass human verification challenges, CAPTCHAs, phone verifications, etc. The hard challenge is that many accounts which look fake superficially are actually real people. And some of the spam accounts, which are actually the most dangerous and cause the most harm to our users, can look totally legitimate on the surface. Our team updates our systems and rules constantly to remove as much spam as possible without inadvertently suspending real people or adding unnecessary friction for real people when they use Twitter. None of us want to solve a CAPTCHA every time we use Twitter. Now, we know we aren't perfect at catching spam, and so this is why, after all the spam removal I talked about above, we know some still slips through. We measure this internally, and every quarter we have estimated that less than 5% of reported MDAUs for the quarter are spam accounts. Our estimate is based on multiple human reviews. Each human review is based on Twitter. The use of private data is particularly important to avoid misclassifying users who are actually real. Our actual internal estimates for the last 4 quarters were all well under 5%. Unfortunately, we don't believe that this specific estimation can be performed externally, given the critical need to use both public and private information, which we can't share. Externally, it's not even possible to know which accounts are counted as MDAUs on any given day. There are lots of details that are important, blah, 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 blah. We didn't do it, yada, 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 so forth and so forth, etc., etc., etc. Elon Musk is now asking the SEC to investigate Twitter, and in a separate tweet, he seems to acknowledge that his real goal is to destroy Twitter as a company, not to buy it. Full stop. Full stop. Jeff Carlson, James Gasparino, legal experts tell Fox Business that Elon Musk's refusal to go through with Twitter merger agreement could lead to Musk being thrown in jail if Twitter seeks an injunction to enforce the contract that continues to violate more, and he got corrected. You need better legal experts, including those who can explain the very real issue Elon Musk has raised of relying on public SEC filed information from Twitter. That is incorrect. Elon's not the one facing legal jeopardy in this. I have a very sincere question for you, Charles. Have you spoken in the last 2 months with Larry Fink? If you did, what did he tell you? I should amend this question. Have you spoken to BlackRock's Larry Fink or anyone affiliated with BlackRock and or representing BlackRock or Larry Fink? Listen. Let me get into it now. Okay? Know who else says full stop? I've been hearing people say full stop. It's funny to say it. Who else says it, Dr. Donna? Let me know. Who else says it? Ladies and gentlemen, let me paint this picture for you. And I hope this picture makes sense to you. And I hope you can understand where I'm coming from with what I just laid out. Okay? What I believe and a growing amount of other people believe is that Elon wants to destroy Twitter. And he wants to destroy Twitter and replace it with another platform. Now, I don't know if that platform is True Social. I don't know that. But his goal is to bring light to the corruption of Twitter. And Twitter is one of the big three. Press secretary. One of the press secretaries says that. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm gonna stop using it because I would just say circle back. Twitter represents one of the big three in the big three tech, right? There's Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, right? Facebook, Instagram. Twitter is being exposed as a platform that has inflated user accounts, mainly with spam bots. Now, example of how these bots are used. People think that bots are used to harass and scam people. Absolutely not. Bots, which I've come across excessively, are used to promote ideas or ideals or ideology. You're onto something, right? I'm onto something. Bots are used to promote propaganda. A great example of propaganda bots is when people on Twitter will post articles speaking negatively about the jab and the beer flu, right? And you will have these accounts, posting these weird comments, right? That are just obscene. And then you will go to the account and you'll see the account has 20 followers and following 35 people, and the account was made last month, right? Those are bots. I'll tell you right here and now that people thinking that these bots are individuals who want to corrupt the system, absolutely not. These bots are run by government, private companies to produce propaganda and agendas. Ted says, but how does he make money out of it? It's not about money, Ted. Work hard. Good evening. What's going on? It's not about money. You see, the thing with this Elon Musk situation, right, is that the stuff that he does with Tesla and Bitcoin, that's separate to what's going on right now. Now, I don't know all of the inner workings, and I'm not going to act like I do know. All I know is that Elon intentions are to bring light to something, right? Yeah, it's a psyop, right? So the psyop, the bots are used in the psyop to convince people of certain things, okay? If you follow the things, that I follow, you would see the bots pop up, right? Musk is a scam king, so he has that in common with the bots. If you say so, right? That means you're not following along, right? Because your thinking is about the Tesla and the Bitcoin thing, right? Now, an example: 2,000 Mules. 2,000 Mules is a movie made by Dinesh D'Souza. I do not condone everything that he says and does. I think he's bugged the fuck out with some of the things that he's done in the past, some of the things that he talked about. I don't co-sign everything he did. However, 2,000 Mules is a movie about the 2020 election. Okay? I'm not going into any details about what the election was, what happened during the election, whether or not it's real, it's fake. I can't tell you. You have to use your own eyes and ears to determine that for yourself. What I will say is this: during that time frame, when people were asking questions and talking about the election, those same bots would appear, talking about everything is safe and fair. Matter of fact, a lot of these celebrity accounts and these a lot of politicians' accounts are operated under the same system, repeating the same words: safe and fair, safe and fair, safe and fair. The same bots. Talking again about 2,000 mules, we look at the numbers. I believe the final numbers for Joe Biden was 81.70 million. If y'all can correct me, I think it was 81 million, something like that, right? The most elections in human history, in American history. When people are doing audits of his account, Joe Biden has, let's look at Joe Biden right now. Joe Biden's Twitter. Let's look at Joe Biden. The POTUS. Which one is it? Is it POTUS Biden? Joe Biden has 34.2, and President Biden has 22.3. There's an estimate 49.3% of those accounts are bots. Completely inflated user accounts, right? Again, Elon Musk is bringing light to the fact that Twitter is operating with an exaggerated amount of active users. What that means is, for the internet, now we're going to talk about the internet, right? With the internet, when people do deep dives on these websites, and Facebook included, there's a consensus that majority of these websites, these social media platforms, are comprised of bots interacting with each other and interacting with people. And with the situation with Twitter, it's bringing light to how fraudulent these social media platforms are as a whole, especially a platform like Twitter, which is a public square of sorts. One of the biggest platforms for public discourse in simple text to type format, right? Like, it's the easiest way to communicate with someone in a public platform is going to be Twitter, not YouTube, Instagram, and so forth and so forth. With the SEC filing and Twitter standing firm with their 5% spam bot number, with them being proved to be liars by the SEC, by Elon Musk, the backlash for Twitter could be devastating. Just imagine, if you will, when it finally comes out, and if it may not, this may all just blow in the wind and we all just go on about our days like nothing happened. It may not. But if it's true and this comes to pass, this could destroy the platform itself. It could destroy Twitter. Advertisers would pull out. Recognized brands would probably stop, would probably disassociate themselves with Twitter, because brands, when these brands make their marketing budgets, right, they're gauging it off of active users, active interactions, metrics, numbers, the yards. That would completely change the amount of money they're giving Twitter if they're shown, and it's proved to be, that Twitter, that 90% of the active users on Twitter are actually fucking bots. This goes way beyond, people's feelings about Tesla and Bitcoin and Dogecoin. This is possibly going to blow the door wide open on social media platforms as a whole. Imagine, with confirmed information, that 90% of the users on Twitter are not people, but are bots talking to each other, spreading propaganda. Listen. Look, man. Like I said before, this ain't about Twitter and Elon Musk. This ain't about Elon Musk and Bitcoin and it's not a good deal and he just wants a cheaper price. It's bigger than that right now. And this is going to play out over the next few months. Now, I don't know if the platform that Elon wants to destroy Twitter for is Truth Social. I don't know that. He may come out with his own social networking platform to burn Twitter to the ground with and create his own. And I promise you, the United States government has a vested interest in keeping Twitter afloat, a vested interest in keeping YouTube afloat, a vested interest in keeping Facebook afloat. These are the facts. Losing one of them would mean that they lost a huge arm of their propaganda instrument. Like I said, man, I thought it was about Elon wanting free speech, but it's bigger than that. It's just bigger than that. It's looking like it's bigger than that. And I don't know who else he's working with. I don't know those details, nor do I understand them completely. All I know from what I'm understanding now is that he's trying to expose Twitter right now. And it looks like Twitter's going to be exposed one way or the other. Now, do I have the information up here? I don't. I will have to get the information in. Has a hidden agenda. Yes, he has a hidden agenda. To me, at least right now. And to me, at least right now, that's obvious. He has a hidden agenda. Okay. And you know, if people want to give me their thoughts and opinions, I'm gonna do a StreamYard. I'm gonna drop the StreamYard if people want to give me their thoughts and opinions. Cause I think I finished my my spiel for the most part. Let me make sure to check my notes. Oh, let me show y'all how to check for checking if an account has how many bots on it. This is something that anyone can do. Okay. So let's look at Joe Biden. Let's go to followers. Now, when you're looking at an account to see if it's a bot or not, right? Let's just pick, these are all people that follow me. There we go. So look at this right here. Okay, this is a bot. Joined May 22nd, only following 10 people. We're Chinese, and look at that. That looks like it's Chinese, right? So it's a Chinese bot. Okay, not commenting anything. Following 10 people. Who is it following? Look at what the bot is following. The White House, CNN, Joe Biden, major news, and then a couple of random accounts. Okay, to not hit the filters. So we're gonna break it. We're gonna break down these. Look, y'all. We about to break this shit down. All right. So please, if you like the content, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, hit the Stream Elements, donate, support to the channel. If you like if you like the content, it helps me, helps you. One of our Facebook and YouTube are up for something like this. So let's look at another bot. Look at that. Another Chinese bot. May 22nd. Who is this bot following? Just Joe Biden. Let's look at this bot. Let's look at this bot right here. May 22nd. Another Chinese, correct me if I'm wrong, that looks like it's Chinese. Another Chinese bot. Another bot, May 22nd. These are all new bots now. That's a real person. Okay? A bot, May 22nd. A bot, May 22nd. A bot. 2020. Bot. Who is this bot following? Okay? Following random accounts to skirt the detectors. Okay? I see possibilities. Bot. Okay? This may be a real person. Does this bot tweet? Nope. That is a bot. Okay? Chinese bot again, May 22nd. As you can see, you can just keep going down the list. Right? Bot. Chinese bot. Okay? You see nothing but Chinese bots. Look at this. Bot. Not commenting, not saying anything. Bot, May 22nd. Okay? Now, you can do this yourself. Bot, May 22nd. Bot, April 22nd. Let's see who he's following. President, major news, NASA, Bill Gates, SpaceX, Elon Musk. Look at the bots. A troll and a bot. A troll is a person that's doing things. A bot is just a bot. That's the difference. A troll is a person that has an agenda when they're messing with people. Then there's just simply a bot. Okay? Now, Joe Biden's easy. Let's do something a little bit hard. Okay, let's look up MKBHD for a second. Okay? We're going to look at his followers. We're going to start scrolling down a little bit now, okay? So they go to April 22nd bot. April 22nd. That's probably a real person. Right? That's a real person. I ate your mama. That's a real person because that doesn't follow the list of bots. Okay, that's a real person. Okay. That's a bot. Now look at this bot right here. Who is this bot following? As you can see, look at what the bot follows, right? Major accounts. Okay. Okay. Kanye West. Now, if you ask me, right, when you're looking at these bots, okay, who's this bot following? MKBHD and these randoms account. We need to go deeper and find her. Reverse image search on that. No. We're not going to do a reverse image search on anybody right now. Who is Pinocchio? Okay. Is this a person? Nope. That is a bot. Who is this bot following? Valorant players. Look at this bot. Valorant. Anime podcast. Joined November 2016. Not saying anything. Who's the 15 followers? That's a person. Or is it a bot? Not saying anything, just retweeting things. Right? Let's look at something else. That's probably a guy. Okay, so all right. He's a psychopath narcissist that attacks YouTube channels on tech. Pinocchio is I don't know who that is. Please don't talk to me about these weird YouTube people y'all be arguing with. Please. I honestly don't have to, I don't want to be bothered with that. So you can do this your own. You can do this yourself, right? You can do this yourself. You can oh shit, what the hell? You can do this on your own, right? You can go ahead and look at these accounts randomly, and you can look and you will see how many of these accounts are actual bot accounts. not real people, not real users. K-pop, yeah, and a lot of the K-pop fans got bots too. Now you have to ask the question, right? When you do this and you start looking, you have to ask yourself a simple question, right? Right? You have to ask yourself the simple question. Who does this benefit more? Does it benefit the user or does it benefit Twitter itself? Right? Does it benefit Twitter itself to have these inflated accounts? And I posted the StreamYard link if anyone wants to jump on and be a part of the conversation and give me their thoughts and inputs. You're more than welcome to. I'm gonna give it a minute or two, and I'll come back to you guys. Gentlemen, we got to drop a bomb for Ted. We got to drop a bomb. We got to drop another one for Ted. We got to drop another bomb for Ted because he's using big brain energy right here. Well, if a bot is putting out substantial interaction, I guess it wouldn't matter, except a bot can't actually buy stuff, so many businesses won't like that. If a business is paying Twitter millions of dollars to advertise on their platform for users that don't exist, that means that they're losing money, which coincides with Twitter not being a profitable platform. And if it's already not a profitable platform, what happens when those advertising dollars, which Twitter uses, which Twitter operates with about, from Elon Musk, I believe it was 80 to 90% of its money and its revenue comes from advertising. How will Twitter handle a massive percent of those advertisers pulling their money out of Twitter because they're paying Twitter based off of fake users and fake numbers? It's not about Elon. It's about Twitter. It's about the fraudulent nature in which social media companies operate with spam bot accounts to inflate the active user base. Imagine, if you will, if this same investigation happened with YouTube. what would the outcome be? Facebook, TikTok. Fuck TikTok because that's a CCP app, so we don't really care that much about TikTok. But that makes sense then why Musk took issue with them, as he was paying for user activity, and think that even that was reported in 2006 did not come close to revealing the true numbers. Like I said, like I was saying, stay with me. And I'm glad the people stuck with me. Stay with me. It's not about what you think it's about. It's not about Elon and scamming and he ripping people off, and it's not about that. Now, 2,000 Mules again, right? 2,000 Mules is a movie that sheds light on certain things that people were told to not be true, and has been showed in the movie in certain ways to be true and to be factual with some form of evidence to back it up. Companies like Twitter actively work to silence this kind of information. Actively censor information in regards to the beer flu and things like that. What would happen? There goes that bad man. Shout out to Big Pontiac. What's going on? Is this about setting up Truth Social? I can't 100% say that, right? I'm not sure. But if I'm looking at Elon and I'm looking at Elon destroying Twitter, the only other platform that I can see right now that would arise in its place would be Truth Social. There's no other platform out there that can operate that's operating in that manner besides Truth Social. Not Gab. Gab is a little bit different. Gab is more similar to Facebook. Parler's dead. I would say it might be Truth Social, but whatever it is, it's going to be, there will be a competitor to Twitter if this goes the way it looks like it's going, because eventually the SEC is going to need to see that information. In regards to the active daily users. They're gonna need to they're gonna need to see that information. And if Parag, right? If Parag, do I have it here? Let me see. If Parag doesn't produce the actual correct information, it's gonna be bad for Twitter, man. It's gonna be bad for the Twitter, and their investors are gonna pull out of Twitter. And that's going to be catastrophic for the platform as a whole. And that's before Elon even buys it. All right. So I'm telling you, man, you know, we didn't really even touch too much on the whole free speech, the free speech aspect of this. And Elon's plan to buy the platform and to make it, maybe Trump hired Elon to kill Twitter. Man. That's good. All I know is it appears that Elon is working with an organized collective of people to shed light to certain things. Elon Musk is working with a collective of people to bring light to something with information, and it's getting spicy. It's getting really spicy if you're paying attention. Again, that's why I asked you guys to hold on with me. Like, just hold on. I know Elon Musk is an idiot, blah. Just hold on. You gotta hold on, because a lot of the things that you see on social media, you gotta dig a little bit deeper. It's a lot of the stuff you get confused with surface level things. Now, I don't even want to talk about this. I don't even know how to even talk about this. I don't even know how to talk about this one. I can't even talk about that. I don't even know how to bring this. That's so far off of what I'm talking about right now. Okay, yeah, I can't talk about that. So I'm okay. So I just got to put it out there. I will tell everybody that's listening to me right now to look up the WHO Treaty and how they want to handle future pandemics. I don't know how to say this, I can only say it in so many words, that the Musk may ultimately have no intention to buy Twitter, period. Yeah, he may not. I don't think he has any intentions of buying Twitter. I think his intention is really to destroy the platform. Yeah, he's going to get it. Like, it's looking like it's like the goal is to bring light and to bring down the platform. The guy, what's going on, Keep It Techie? It's like the goal is to bring down the platform. I don't think there's real intention is to take control of Twitter. It's to really bring it down. So Dr. Donna knows what I'm talking about. The WHO Treaty. The WHO Treaty is to strip 194 nations of their sovereignty and accounts in a meeting on May 22nd. Now, let me explain why so many spam and bots are dangerous. Because spam and bots are used to propagate propaganda and agendas, right? And coming up for a vote soon, and people are not even aware of what it will do. Yes, they're not. And these bots are used to propagate, to spread this agenda, right? And these platforms like Twitter and YouTube and Instagram and Facebook are used to silence people and to silence this information, right? This is why it's so, and U.S. is on this treaty, right? Put right up there by Joe Biden. So let me just go ahead and read it. And let me tell you why it's so important for these social media platforms. Why is this so important, right? So, Savage Scientist, what is good, sir? How you doing? So, let me do my best with this one. As we reported on April 1st, the WHO was attempting to push through changes to a treaty that would give them global control over what was that? Okay. Global control over health worldwide. This helps fulfill some of the goals of the World Economic Forum Great Reset. It is a massive power grab that takes away a nation's sovereign rights to determine its own health standards. A decision will be made by vote on May 22nd to the 28th at WHO Assembly. 2/3 of the Senate does not have to vote for it. It's a rule change, but it's a devastating one. In a new video, the Post's Joe Martino interviewed Shabam Pausa Mohammed, a member of the steering committee of the World Council for Health, who points out that the treaty gives the WHO an inordinate amount of power to make decisions in sovereign countries as to how people live and how they deal with pandemics, from lockdown to mandates over treatment. In an open letter to the WHO's pandemic treaty, the World Council for Health writes in part, the proposed WHO agreement is unnecessary and is a threat to sovereignty and inalienable rights. It increases the WHO's suffocating power to declare unjustified pandemics, impose dehumanizing lockdowns, and enforce expensive, unsafe, and ineffective treatments against the will of the people. It's the usual Marxist one-size-fits-all. Okay, we're going to skip past that. It will cost $1 million. It's undemocratic. It is much worse than we thought. The rule change includes very dangerous amendments. 13 of them, investigative reporter Leo Holman reports that these amendments will not require approval by 2/3 of the United States Senate. It's not called a treaty, it's amending a treaty we are a part of. If they are approved as submitted by the United States by a simple majority of 194 member countries of the World Health Assembly countries, these amendments would enter into force as an international law just 6 months later in November 2022. The details of this are not crystal clear. Our administration is actively destroying the Constitution, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, now there's a web. Okay, so now I want to show you guys a content creator. We're going into the weeds a little bit. We're going into the weeds a little bit. It is what it is now. We're here. I know we're here. But we are in the weeds now. So this is where we are. So let me see where his video is. And he had this guy up on his stream, and I have to find the actual stream. I wish I can find his streams. Let's go here. We're gonna go to Rumble. I really want you guys to I want to link this guy's video so you can see. Damn, it's really hard to find him sometimes. Okay. Okay. So here's a website that you can watch, that you can actually look at. I'm just gonna close the stream. I'm gonna leave the stream right up because it's content on my Twitter. But his name is James Rogsky, and he has something called Don't You Dare, where he explains the WHO and in their plans for the pandemic, which ties into the treaty that I just started to talk about. And again, this is where, you know, the bots that are used and how these companies silence information to control what they consider to be free and misinformation. Because if you were to type this on, if you were to talk about this on YouTube, you would effectively lose your channel eventually. That's just what they do. Let me show you guys a little bit. Many will be deceived by the beast. Oh, you talking about the Antichrist? Okay. All right. Okay. So maybe if I could just play a little bit of his channel real quick so I can show you guys what the conversation was about.
Drugs. A lot of times people are watching TV that if Tedros or whoever it is in the WHO says anything, any kind of recommendation, boom, you've got an emergency. Okay. Now, the other thing, which is, it's on one of my pages. Don't go trying to find it. It's way down on the second page. But what I'm about to say is that in Roman times, in the Roman Empire, if they had an emergency, and I live in California, so we got mudslides and fires and earthquakes and whatever. You want to have someone who is a take charge kind of person, going to bring in the things that are needed to deal with an emergency and fix it, deal with it.
See you later, Malika.
Right. And so
thanks for watching. Thanks for
Roman
supporting
times,
the channel.
The person who was put in charge of handling an emergency.
If you like the content, definitely support the channel.
Dictator.
Greatly appreciate it.
They would dictate what had to be done. Just kept having an emergency.
Right.
Right.
Or manufacturing them.
Manufacturing emergencies. I wonder what percentage of your viewing audience realizes that we are currently, there's 42 active national emergencies in the United States.
So pretty much, this guy goes into detailing how dangerous what's going on, and the reason why I'm bringing light to it is it ties in with censoring free speech, controlling the narrative, using these spam bots to control the narrative, to confuse and lie to people effectively about what is real and what is not, and why it's so important, and why it really looks like that Elon is sabotaging Twitter to bring light to all of these things. Now, again, I would say definitely watch this video. It's a very good video, and check out the Substack audio. But I mean, honestly, in closing, what more is there to say, right? What more can I say? There's more than meets the eye with what is going on with Twitter. Keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep an eye on it. What I discussed tonight may not happen with Twitter. It may not happen at all. However, don't get caught up in your feelings about, whatever your personal feelings about Elon, because there's a bigger story. There's more to the story than meets the eye. And there is something we can do. Yes, we can talk to our representatives and tell them that if this goes down, we're not voting for their asses, even though some people will still vote for them. Even the ones that support the treaty. That treaty is really bad, man. I there was no other way for me to describe that shit to people. I mean, you gotta give me some credit, man. There ain't many tech channels that would broach that topic. Follow Twitter, what? Tesla Watts, what's going on? You missed the whole conversation. There ain't many tech channels that would broach the topic the way I did. I'm curious to see how this year plays out for Twitter. Elon Musk may go through the acquisition may go through 100%, but the way it's looking like, it looks like Twitter may get exposed. Fire show. I appreciate that, Big Pontiac. That means a lot. Sup, bro? I'm lost. Yeah. We covered a whole lot of the conversation. You got to catch the replay. To summarize it in 30 seconds, the Elon Musk acquisition is a snake. Get out of here. What? That's not Tesla Watts? Is that not Tesla? Is that a spam account? I don't know. But anyway, the Elon Musk acquisition may not be all that it's shown to be. Screw you, Ricky. You have as much as right to be. Listen, y'all, please don't bring whatever that shit is y'all got going on with this Twitter and YouTube shit. Please don't bring that to my chat room. We really don't got time for that weird shit over here. Please. Whatever the situation is, do not bring that over here. I don't have the patience for any of that. Whatever that is, just don't bring that here. I don't care who he is or what he is. Just do not bring that over here, please. The chat room is not for whatever that weird shit is that y'all got going on. Please. But yeah, so the Twitter deal may not end up what it's meant to be, and it may just simply be a ploy to expose Twitter and to pretty much destroy Twitter or whatever the case may be. All right. So in closing, keep an eye out on the Twitter deal. That's the best I can say. Keep an eye out on the Twitter deal. I mean, Elon Musk may be a champion of free speech, or he may be a champion of free speech with a replacement. Disney is, I have to correct you on Disney. It's a very profitable company. Bob Iger, whether you like him or his politics, has been a great CEO. He's been an actual, Disney is definitely not making a profit with his properties, outside of Marvel and Star Wars. And Disney is actively destroying IPs for their woke ideologies. That's why what they're producing is failing slowly. And Disney right now is actively killing whatever hype was gained from the past 15 years with Marvel, with what they're planning to do with the Marvel franchise and the Marvel IPs. And they're slowly killing all of the IPs. Disney, just like all other companies like Amazon and Netflix, they're slowly destroying their companies for the simple fact of ideologies. Matter of fact, since we want to talk about Disney, I believe one of the creative directors of Disney has already come out and said that their main purpose for everything they do is to promote a certain type of agenda to people's children and kids. Now, again, right? You can feel whichever way you want about, sexual orientations and things like that. However, there's a mass majority of people who are not for that. Is the cheapest streaming platform still a big one in my book? Yeah, I mean, the Disney Plus is a great platform, but a lot of people are missing the bigger picture again, right? We're missing the bigger picture. It's not really about it being cheap and effective, and if the movies are great and if you like Spider-Man and things like that. What the guy exposed in Twitter by saying that a lot of these companies are so left-leaning that their focus is more on ideologies than making a profit, is they're going to do whatever they can possible. They're going to do whatever they can possible to promote their ideology in face of whether or not they're going to make a profit. Disney owns Marvel. They make a Spider-Man movie, it's going to make $100 million, $500 million. Yes, it will. However, on the back end, there are multiple other projects that come out that crash and burn. And they crash and burn with Disney putting to the forefront their ideology and agenda that they want to promote. Okay, so it's not always 100% about the profit. It's about them putting forth the ideology in front of the profit. They own Star Wars and Marvel. They're always going to be able to make money with Star Wars and Marvel. But as the years progress, they'll make less money with those IPs. The more they push ideology in front of actually creating an actual product for profit. There are going to be things that they can make that's always going to make money, right? There's always going to be probably a Marvel superhero movie that can make money. It may not make a lot of money depending on the movie, but it's going to make money. But there's other projects behind that where they destroy the IPs for their ideologies. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. We gotta see the forest for the trees, right? We can't get caught up on the surface level of things. I don't see Apple's platform taking off. Very upsetting. Apple streaming platform. When we're discussing these things, we get caught up on the surface level of things. There's more to the story than what you see on the surface level. You got to be able to dig deeper than what you see on the surface level to gain a better understanding of what you're seeing and what you're hearing. That's the point I've been trying to make by talking about the Twitter, the bots and Project Air Veritas. Did the stream? Let's see what happened. Okay, stream. Okay, we're good. That's why I've been talking about the Twitter and the bots and Project Veritas, exposing them, because we get caught up on the surface level of things, and there's more to the story that you got to digest and understand to have a better understanding. Had to cut out for about 7 minutes to call. It's all good, Dr. Donna. We're wrapping up. HBO Max killed it. Yeah. So anyway, that's my spiel. I hope you got some value out of it. Hope you got some understanding. I hope I was able to paint a picture for you. And I hope you do your own little research so you can gain a better understanding of it. But man, oh my God. As you know, when we hit this song, when we hit this intro, it's time to go. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God. We had a interesting stream. Dr. Donna said, I don't have personal feelings. Like y'all gotta, man. Like Dr. Donna said, y'all gotta get your personal feelings out of this. Like too in your heart about this shit. Like you gotta let that go and not get so personal, baby. It's never personal. It's business. And until next time, good night.